And rising, beautiful people. I haven't done a random live in a while, so I'm doing one, and this is also my first time doing a live in the morning, which I think most people who got 9 to 5s are probably there already or on the way. I don't know, I live in Arizona, so it's 7:20 something a.m. I am drinking warm lime water with Himalayan salt. And I just wanted to get on here and just remind you guys that a spiritual journey is not about suppressing anything, actually. It's about raising your vibrations, working with your lower chakras and opening those so that you can have a nice flow of energy to the upper chakras. It's about working with your mindset, working with your old stories and eliminating the ones that don't serve you, that aren't doing you any justice, that are only keeping you down, working with some of the old bad habits that are keeping you in your current state, your current place. That's what spiritual journeying is all about. There's no suppressing needed, because once you get to that point where you are operating from the upper chakras, where you have changed your mindset and your perspective, or it is changing, which means you're changing the things that are important to you, right? When you change your perspective, what matters to you changes, and your whole direction changes as far as your path and what direction you're going. So the things that you once desired that are labeled bad, you know what I mean, unhealthy desires and things like that, they just fall away. You never had to suppress anything. You just had to work on the other things. So that's the same thing as treating something from the root. So instead of treating what's above the ground and trying to change that and force change in that, all you have to do is go to the root of that thing and change the root system. So I just wanted to, for those of you who are on your journey, be patient and compassionate with yourself. It's not good to suppress a lot. You can't, you're already moving from, most of us embark on a spiritual journey because of the things that we have, suppressed, have caused a lot of blockages and imbalances and emotional, mental issues and things like that from the stuff that we have been suppressing. So you're not going on this journey to continue suppressing things about yourself. That version of you is where you are right now. Those desires that you have are the desires that you have in your current state, where you are in your level of understanding. So as you journey on, that's going to change. You are going to evolve. The things that matter now won't matter anymore. You won't have to suppress those desires, those things, those bad habits, the things that are not good for you. They're going to fall away. Your perspective is going to change. They're no longer going to be important to you. What's going to be important to you and what's going to feed you are going to be different things, healthier people, healthier ideas. So it's like a kind of automatic as long as you're doing the work. But I just really wanted to get on here and let you guys know that if you're overly suppressing, you're actually adding to your problem and you're adding to your imbalance. It's not good. Ayurveda is against suppressing natural urges. Natural urges include eating, defecating, urinating, having sex, sneezing, crying. I might be missing some, but you get my gist with natural urges. So, for example, somebody going on a journey of celibacy, big decision to make, right? But if you're not at that point in your journey to where you can comfortably be without it, because you've done all this spiritual work leading up to that, then you're just suppressing your sexual urges, and you're really not accomplishing much doing that for yourself, because that's not how you evolve. That's not how you grow past a thing. It's going to always be deep down because you didn't do the work, the prereq. Okay, the prerequisite work, you didn't do it. You just jumped right into, I'm going to be celibate because I'm tired of motherfuckers, or whatever your reason is. Like, there's no wrong reason, but I'm saying that there's prerequisites to leading up to that. Suppressing natural urges is not healthy for the mind, for the body, for the subtle energetic channels, for your chakras. You suppress sexual urges, you're blocking a chakra. You're trying to lose weight, so you suppress eating when you're hungry. Okay, you're blocking a lower chakra. So suppressing is not good. It's the work that's done before, in the beginning stages, that leads you down that road and down that path of least resistance. You shouldn't be feeling like you're resisting along your spiritual journey. What you will feel is you're losing things are destroying, there's a lot of destruction, things are falling apart. It may seem chaotic, but you still feel balanced and in flow. You still feel like you're going down the right path and doing the right thing. You're not suppressing, you're just transitioning. So I hope that you guys found that useful and helpful. Do not suppress. If you're suppressing urges, sit with that. What are you suppressing? And dig deep into that thing. Dig deep into why you want it so bad, why you feel like you need it so bad, and then start working on those things. The whys to the thing that you love doing, but it's not good for you and you're trying to stop doing over time. So, and that's done through a lot of journaling and self-reflecting and meditating. It's a journey, guys. That's why it's called a journey. I feel like a lot of people are trying to like jump start and jump ahead and super like fast forward their journey so that they can reach the end, which what the fuck is the end? But that's what I'm saying. A lot of people just want to fast forward. What I got to do for this? What I got to do for that? What I got to do for this? What I got to do for that? This is not happening. And then there's the whole comparison thing. So you just can't do that. It's a journey. It takes everyone's journey looks completely fucking different. Different in length of time, different phases, different stages, because we all have come here this lifetime at different stages and phases and levels already. We didn't all start from the same chapter 1 upon arriving here. So don't compare your journey to others. Don't rush the freaking process. And do not suppress. You don't need to suppress to journey to have a spiritual awakening. What you need to do, I'll say it again, is do the prerequisite work. Start working with the mind. Start understanding your own mind and your thoughts. Start understanding your triggers, your emotions. Start taking some time to be in silence so that you can actually hear the messages that are being sent to you. That's the prerequisite work. As you do these things, as you cleanse the mind of the toxic thoughts and emotions and all the buildup, as you release the attachment to those old fucked up ass stories that you've been told about yourself that you believe, once you remove those old habits that are damaging to your health and you create new habit loops, all this stuff that you're doing is holistic and it's all leading you to a more evolved version of you. And once you get to that point, the things that you once thought were so important or that you were so attached to or your desires that were unhealthy for you fall off. They no longer have importance. They no longer have anything to attach to because you have assassinated that version of yourself. No longer exists. Not by suppressing, but through awareness, through understanding, and through energy work. You can do your own energy work. Granted, there's some stuff for all of us, including me, where we have to go to another professional or healer to help us with certain things that we can't do our own, energy work on ourselves on. And that's part of the process. And if that's what you need to do, do that. Don't refrain from that because you don't want to ask for help or you're afraid to reach out for help or you think that, going to someone is somehow diminishing your journey or, your strength. No. That's why all these people exist. All these different kind of healers exist so that we can go to them when we need them during certain phases in our journey. Okay. So on that note, today is Friday, the 18th, I think. And on the pranic calendar, which I think I'm going to start keeping you guys up to date on this if you care. So a pranic calendar is basically, so prana is life force. It lives in the breath. It lives in everything. But in yoga, when we talk about prana, we're talking about the life force that lives within the breath, depending on the context. In this case, I'm talking about prana, your breath. And the way prana works is it's actually connected with our moon cycles. So to keep this as simple as possible, because I'm not really teaching people this yet, because I'm learning it myself, so you can learn with me. From the new moon, the dawn after the new moon, it's the left nostril. So both of our nostrils rarely are open simultaneously at the same time. Also, we're usually not breathing through both at the same time throughout the day. It switches throughout the day. Now, you guys know left brain, right brain. Left nostril connects to the right nostril connects to the left brain. I'm not going to get into that. If you don't know, left is moon, right is sun. So it's the opposite with the brain. But 3 days after the new moon, your left nostril is dominant. And then every 3 days it switches. So then it's right for 3 days, and then left for 3 days, and then right for 3 days, and then left for 3 days. And then there's also the ruling planet of the week of the day. So in the morning when you wake up, if you wake up before the sun, you're going to have the ruling planet nostril is going to be the one open. It's Friday. This is a lunar day, so that's left. And then a few minutes before and after the sunrise, both are open. This is the time to meditate. That is when you can do kundalini work because you have the left and right nadis open. So energy is flowing evenly through both. And that's good time for chakra work because your nadis connect to the chakras. That's like the highway. And the spine is the sushumna. So that's like the major highway that kundalini rises. Okay. So today, right now, your left nostril, take a moment. Just listen to my voice. Close your eyes. I'm going to show you how you can tell. When you take an inhale, you'll feel the breath. It's like a cooler in temperature when you inhale. So take an inhale, and can you tell, is it the left nostril that's more open or the right? If it's the left, you're on track, you're on point. If it's the right, then that points to psychological, emotional, and mental imbalances that you may be dealing with. And so there are ways to go about correcting that over time so that you can align your pranic flow with the pranic calendar, with the cycles of the moon and the ruling planets of each day. So I know that sounded like a lot because I didn't really, introduce that in a very simple format. I just kind of blurted it all out because, like I said, I'm learning it too. I wrote down in my calendar, I just went ahead and wrote, I'll show you guys. See, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And then on my phone, I have in my calendar every day, it tells me what the ruling planet is for the day. And so that's how I keep up. So every morning when I get up and I'm doing yoga and then it's time to meditate, I do my breath work, my pranayama, and I take note. The sun hasn't rose yet at that time. So I take note, which one's open? Is it the one that's supposed to be open? Yes, it is. Great. Then as I'm meditating, sun is rising, I'm meditating, and if it's the other nostril, it does switch, and I can tell, and I can also feel when it's both nostrils that are open. And it's a really dope, cool thing to do every day. It brings a lot of awareness. It's another great self-awareness exercise. It's also another great way to anchor into the moment, when you're paying such close attention to your breath like that. Is that a book? Oh, no, this is my planner. That's my planner. I didn't mean to turn the flash on. I have a planner. Yeah, and so I wrote down in it or whatever, it's an astrology planner, and I wrote down in it the days, the nostril of the day for each day. That's what the LR is for. I just did it ahead of time, so I don't have to worry about it, but you can just do it with the moon. So we have a full moon coming up. So with the full moon, it's the descending. From the full moon on, the moon is descending, right? So starting each dawn following the full moon, it's the right nostril for 3 days, and then it switches every 3 days. So the day after the full moon, right nostril 3 days, then left for 3 days, then right for 3 days, like that. And yeah, so if that breath is not following that cycle, then that represents a psychological or physiological problem. So there are ways to change it if you are imbalanced. So just give it a try. Test it out. Every morning you wake up, but you do have to get up before the sun to do it. And keep me posted and let me know. Also, let me know if you're not on schedule, if it's off. And then I'll give you some tips on how to correct it. Yay! I'm telling you guys, I'm so obsessed. Like, Eastern philosophy and like the arts and practices, like they were so on point with their knowledge. It's not even funny. And I'm only so attached and drawn and, you know, representative of those philosophies and sciences and practices. I'm that way because everything that I try, I for myself see the truth in it. It's very accurate and it is very real and it is very true. So that's why that's my thing. It is cool. Got you paying attention to your nostrils all during the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just close your eyes, breathe it in. You'll feel it'll be like cold. My left is open, but like around 7:08 to like 7:12, they were both open. So I ran and I sat down and just did some, you know, breath work, meditation during that time. But if you're like out and about or whatever, or maybe you're not meditating or maybe you don't meditate or whatever, just wherever you are, close your eyes and breathe through it and just focus only on your breath. That is all. You're focusing on your breath. And you might be able to do it for long enough to feel it switch back. Some days it's the same nostril, the ruling planet and the nostril of the day is the same. But for the days it's not the same, you can literally detect the switch from left to right or right to left. And then at night on sunset, it does it again. It switches again. So if you guys are curious, like the whole point, one of the cool reason or like, you know, why do this other than being aware and being, you know, in alignment with the moon and stuff like that? Because, you know, left brain, right brain, they both have different functions. So depending on what you're doing today, if you're wanting to do a lot of mental work, then you want to have the, the left brain open for that. And then if you're doing a lot of active work, that I believe is right brain. I think is what it is. And remember, the nostrils is opposite. Left nostril is right brain, right nostril is left. So what you can do is use this pranic flow to do certain activities, to be in alignment. If I'm journaling, planning, creating, doing artistic things, I want my left brain to be more open. If I'm, you know, doing yoga, specific kind of yoga, especially hatha yoga, or, you know, whatever, something active, that's right brain. So, you know, when it comes time to do things like study and focus on a thing, and so it helps when you're trying to carry out tasks and you want to be aligned with not only your pranic breath, your life force, to make a smoother, you know, create a smoother and easier experience in whatever it is you're doing, so that you don't feel like you're resisting. You know how sometimes we're trying to do something but you feel resistance. It's like, I'm trying to do this thing right now and it's just, I'm unsuccessful as fuck. You know, that's because of our energies, you know, the subtle energies in the body. So there are certain things to be doing on certain days during certain times, and that's an Ayurvedic concept. That's an Ayurvedic philosophy as well. You know, if you guys haven't heard me talking about doshas all this time, you know, you are a dosha or 2 or 3, and so is everything else in earth, everything else in Mother Nature. As well as the times of the day and the seasons also have doshas assigned to them. Certain hours of the day have doshas assigned to them. So there's certain hours of the day that are best for journaling, meditating, writing, studying, reading. Certain hours of the day that are best for exercising, working out, being social, networking. Certain hours of the day that are best for resting and doing nasya and, you know, other Ayurvedic practices. So it's a lot, and I don't want to overwhelm y'all because I just came on here to talk about the journey and not suppressing your desires and your needs, and how that's an Ayurvedic rule, not to suppress natural urges. And then we kind of went on into this other stuff. So before I keep on rambling about a bunch of shit, my right brain is way open. I am going to get off here And because I have a client coming up, I love you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday, TGIF, if you live a life where you're miserable Monday through Friday. Otherwise, it's just another day. And I love you guys, sending you love and light. If you have any questions about this topic or anything that I talked about on this live, just hit me my DM. Peace.